With your CIGTV news update, community news, and weather forecast, I'm Jay Earhart. Thanks for joining us. In our top story today, government has announced its intention to discuss a public register of beneficial ownership. Premier, the Honorable Alden McLaughlin, noted that in 2013, government had committed to introducing a public register of beneficial ownership when it became an international standard. The press release said that commitment reflects the development and evolution of public registers in the UK and EU. Financial Services Minister, the Honorable Tara Rivers, said the announcement reinforced the Cayman Islands' standing as a leading international financial center and our commitment to global best practices. The Cayman Islands has collected verified beneficial ownership information for over 15 years. It shares this information with law enforcement and tax authorities in more than 100 countries worldwide, including the UK, all member states of the European Union, and G20 countries. In other news, the Cayman Islands government broke ground on the new 47,000 square foot long-term residential mental health facility in East End on Tuesday afternoon. The new facility, once complete, will allow individuals with serious mental illnesses and substance abuse disorders to receive effective community-based care. This will, in turn, reduce the demand for costly overseas services, as well as on local emergency rooms, hospitals, jails, and the Ministry of Health organized the event.
This event is very momentous to me. It's personal. I've had family members who have suffered from mental health, so I know the importance of having the proper care and facility on island. For 20 years now, I've been asked by residents in overseas facilities, when is the Cayman Islands going to step up and build their own facility so that loved ones don't have to travel overseas to visit their family members. And I think that this is it's an opportune time that this government has chosen to support the proposals that we brought forward. And I'm elated today and very honored to be here celebrating this groundbreaking.
This facility is going to bring and make our nation whole again. Bring home those that should be home. Treat those that don't have a home in a home that is going to give them the care, the training, the protection, and the ability to function and contribute in society. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're about in the Cayman Islands. That's what Cayman kind really means. And I give thanks to all of you. I'm extremely proud and honored to be here today.
Also present at the brief ceremony were His Excellency the Governor, the Premier, as well as some 60 other dignitaries, VIP guests, advocates, practitioners, contractors, and members of the community. Elsewhere, the National Roads Authority, the NRA, will host the second annual Road Safety Week. Building on the success of last year's inaugural conference, this year's event is set to take place over 4 days at the end of October and will boast a wide array of both local and international speakers. For more information, contact Sheena Ebanks, sheena.ebanks@nra.ky. And in the final story, Kelly Scott Madison, KSM, is the new media planning and placement company for the Department of Tourism in the United States. DOT officials say the firm was selected following a competitive procurement process and will be an invaluable asset as it works to achieve continued growth in arrivals and awareness in the U.S. leisure and business travel markets. Now for these stories making headlines from the Radio Cayman newsroom. The parent company of Health City Cayman Islands, Nariana Health, has been recognized as one of the world's most innovative healthcare providers by Fortune magazine. Fortune's annual Change the World list honors companies that work to meet the challenges posed by public health, environmental, economic, and social issues in a way that does good for the society and for the planet. A total of 52 companies from around the world were listed. Also making headlines, local hospitals have sent a second team to the Bahamas to help healthcare officials in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian. The first team to go returned to the Cayman Islands late last week after providing 2 weeks of relief support. Team 2 members include Health Services Authority doctors and nurse from Chrissy Tomlinson Doctors Hospital. The group will continue the work of their returning colleagues by offering clinics and medical care in Abaco Islands, providing respite time to healthcare staff in the Bahamas to allow them to care for themselves and their families. Our final segment today brings you two inspiring stories from the KMAN Compass. The first looks back at the history of a pioneering local bakery.
Yeah, absolutely. So fencing's been around for hundreds of years, and like any martial art, it teaches a lot of discipline, self-control, as well as knowledge of your body, its placement in space, and as well as it's got a lot of like intellectual components as well. So not only are you thinking about all the things you're doing, but you're thinking about all the things your opponent is doing. So you have to watch them, try to analyze, their strategy, come up with something that you can use to counter it. So it's often referred to as physical chess, just because of this combination of both the physical aspect and the mental strategic aspect of it.
And talk to me about why it's good for kids and people of all ages, adults.
Yeah, so kids in particular, it's a great sport in the sense, who doesn't like sword fighting and that sort of stuff. So it's a blast, there's a lot of opportunities, whether it be, scholastic, so through colleges, getting scholarships, grants, that sort of thing, or, going all the way to the top to the Olympics. But as far as adults too, it's really never too late to start. I like to tell the story, 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympics. So for the men's épée event, it was the oldest person in the event and the youngest person in the event were fencing for gold. So 40 and 18 respectively. So it's like, most other sports, you hit your 30s and it's kind of over. Fencing, you can continue well into your 30s, 40s, and there are even veterans events for up to 80s.
Huh. What makes a good fencer?
Ooh, that's a tough one. So I would say the combination of mind and body. So you have to be fast, you have to be agile and accurate, but you have to have a good fencing IQ. You have to know the sport, you got to know your techniques, and you got to be able to read an opponent. It's just like, any other sport. It's, both your ability as an athlete and pure athleticism, but also your ability to read the game and react accordingly.
The next story from the KMAN Compass looks at the rise of an up-and-coming sports federation.
It's butter or oil? Okay.
We'll find a good reason. That's why I started.
Tom Papa, come to Cayman Brac and bake bread with us. We will make the best hard-dough bread, raisin bun, coconut bread, whole wheat bread, and all those nice stuff. And cinnamon rolls, banana bread, bread pudding, hamburger rolls, hot dog rolls. We're waiting on you.
And you can go online to both Radio Cayman and the KMAN Compass for more daily community news headlines. Taking a look now at today's weather forecast for our area from the Cayman Islands National Weather Service, prepared by forecaster Gilbert Miller and Carrie Forbes. Light to moderate southeasterly winds are expected for the next 24 hours as a tropical wave to the west of Cayman continues to move westward. Radar images show isolated showers in and around the Cayman Islands moving west. Tomorrow's forecast calls for partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the upper 70s. Winds will be northeast to 5 to 10 knots. Seas slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. We encourage you to go online to weather.gov.ky for the latest forecast, which can also be found on their Facebook page and on the weather radio dial 107.9 FM. And don't forget, you can download the National Weather Service's app, CINWS, to have the latest weather information at your fingertips. And that's the latest from us here at CIG Television. To see what our programming schedule, you can go online to gis.gov.ky and click on the publications icon at the bottom of the page. If you missed today's news update, you can find it on our Facebook and YouTube channels. I'm Jay Gerhardt. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service has launched a new service to apply for a police clearance certificate online. To make this process quick and easy, ensure you have digital copies of all required documents readily available. At a minimum, you'll need a copy of your passport photo page. Our website lists the full requirements. If you are using an Apple iOS or Android mobile device, you can use the camera to take photos of these documents while completing your application. After you have read the instructions and are ready to start, type in the alphanumeric string from the CAPTCHA image and click the green button that says Start Application. If you can't read the letters and numbers properly, click Can't Read Image below the photo to try again. To complete your application, you will follow 5 simple steps. These are shown at the top of each page, and the blue circle will always show where you are right now. Enter the requested data in each field. All fields marked with an asterisk are required. Each field has some help information, and please pay attention to the correct format for dates and telephone numbers in particular. When selecting your birthday, you can also use the calendar feature. If a field has a drop-down list, you can scroll through alphabetically or start typing to find the correct option. You will be asked to enter your email address twice to ensure it's correct. This is the address we will use to send you a confirmation email and receipt. Once you have entered all of the required information, click Next at the bottom of the screen. If you click the Cancel Application button at any stage in the process, you will lose everything you've entered so far and be returned to the home page. On this page, answer the questions about past offenses, provide details if relevant, and then click Next. In this step, you will select the type of service being requested and details of the person applying, as well as anyone who might pick up the certificate on his or her behalf. If you select certain options, more information may be required at this stage or later in the process when you are uploading your documents. Finally, select the reasons you are applying and then click Next. If you make a mistake, use the drop-down menu to change the reason or click the red X to delete a line. Remember, if you click the Cancel Application button at any stage in the process, you will lose everything you've entered so far and be returned to the home page. If you need to go back to a previous page to review or change data you already entered, you can use the Back button. You can also navigate through the process using the links at the top of the page. On this page, you will be asked for the relevant digital documents to support your application. On each line, click the Upload icon, select the correct file, and then click Upload. Repeat this process for each document. Based on the information you've already entered, this page will tell you the basic documents required. However, please remember to read the guidance notes to ensure you've included everything for your particular application. You can click the Upload More Documents button if you need to add more files, using the Comments field to briefly explain the additional documents you are submitting. If you go back to previous sections after uploading documents and make changes that affect these requirements, you may need to re-upload your documents. This is the final page before submission. Please review all information provided to ensure it is accurate and complete. You won't be able to change anything on this page, but you can use the Back button or the links at the top of the page to return to earlier pages and update any field. By submitting this application, you are declaring that the information provided is accurate and truthful. If you are satisfied with your application, click Proceed to Online Payment. You may need to allow pop-ups and then click the button again to show the payment screen where you will enter your debit or credit card information. The Cayman Islands government accepts Visa and MasterCard, and you can use a debit or credit card issued anywhere in the world. Payment will be processed in Cayman Islands dollars for local service, and in United States dollars for overseas service. If you have questions about any exchange rate that will be used, or foreign currency transaction fees, please contact the bank that issued your card. The Cayman Islands government will not receive or retain your card information. Once your online payment has been authorized, you can view and print your receipt. Click Continue to return to our webpage for details on pickup date and time. If there is an issue with your application and we have to contact you for more information, your application may be delayed. You will also receive a confirmation email with this information and your official receipt. Please remember to bring your passport for identification when you collect your certificate from the Criminal Records Office.